Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of this replay. Gonna go ahead and move out to this army. Both sides are pretty much sitting on a fairly, or the same size army. Nice EMP shockwave, removing all of the shields on those two immortals. So those immortals once again pulling back away. Void Rays wanting to take down that sensor tower, but that sensor tower still in position, and that observer gonna get taken. Oh, though, how the sensor tower does not. Oh, quickly EMPing that observer in order to reveal it. So I forgot, the sensor tower is not detect cloaked units. It only gives radar. More units being warped in, a single stalker and a couple zealots being warped in off of this 3-gate. So now still going on 3-gate with robotics facility and trying to get an additional observer. Income-wise, both players sitting on about 45 harvesters. And you take into account that Jinro does in fact have mules, so those mules will enable him to mine a little bit more quickly than HasuObs. HasuObs continuing to move around with those units. Void Rays still in the air, not like they're ever going to be on the ground. HasuObs moving around with those immortals and those zealots on the ground as well. So stalkers and zealots and immortals with Void Rays acting as air support. Stargate down over here, only a single Stargate. I do not believe Jinro knows where that Stargate is. No, he does not know where that Stargate is. Does not know that there's a pylon there. A Marine now going out to do a little bit of scouting as we have a pylon being warped in over here on this, what I'll call the, I don't know what even to call this expansion, the 10 o'clock expansion, or the head or tail of Turtle Rock is how I look at it. Anyways, back over here, pylon now being placed down in order to make sure that Jinro does not try to out-expand. Production-wise, both players are still producing SCVs. We have SCVs and workers. A Psystorm now being researched as well. So we do in fact have a Templar Archives up and running. And are we going to get? I do not see a Dark Shrine anywhere. Hasu opting to go into 4-gate now, so going to be able to use 4 warp gates to deploy those units around the field. Void Ray still having a fair amount of damage, and now producing Hellions. So Hellions now being produced, and now getting that Infernal Pre-Igniter in order to be able to combat those Zealots. So those Zealots going to be taking a fair amount of damage from those units, from those Hellions, and also these High Templars. The High Templars recently added the light keyword. Someone had asked me, what is an armored unit? Now, if you look down here, every single unit has specific keywords attached to them. The Void Ray is an armored mechanical unit. The Stalker is an armored mechanical unit. So is the Immortal. The Zealot is a light biological unit. The High Templar is a light biological psionic. So whenever you hear about damage bonuses to a specific type, like Hellions have a damage bonus towards light, and they are light and mechanical, that means that they deal extra damage towards these light units, which these Hellions may be able to come up and take down a lot of those. They're going to take down, almost able to take down all of those oh yeah, very nicely done. Taking down all 3 of those High Templars. So only 1 High Templar left, and that High Templar now hiding in the midst of that army. Marine starting to shoot back, but gonna see the afterlife right there, as that is just too large of a Protoss army for a single Marine to fight back. I don't care what your name is. Even Chuck Norris couldn't take on that many. A Marine named Chuck Norris. Maybe Chuck Norris can. Back over here, Hellions now coming in, gonna try to take down some of these probes. Probes now running over, but however, a quick Blink coming in. So Blink trying to take down a lot of these probes, or sorry, Hellions trying to take down these probes, getting a couple of those kills, and that Infernal Pre-Igniter was in fact researched, so able to get a couple of these kills off. But at Jinro sitting on 64 harvesters compared to HasuObs 51. However, HasuObs will be mining off of almost 18 mineral patches, and very, very quickly, as one of those mineral patches just disappeared. Back over here, only 4 mineral patches left back at the main base. So we have Jinro only mining off of now 11 or 12 mineral patches. Really needs to get up this particular expansion up and running very, very shortly. Hasu not taking this high yield mineral location over here, and Jinro floating a barracks off over in this position in order to offer some additional scouting. That sensor tower pretty much allowing Jinro to sit in his base, but Jinro's not really as aggressive as I would want him to be. Also not getting any upgrades. Taking a look at Hasu's Immortals. Immortals are not upgraded either, so no one getting any real upgrades. We do in fact have a Dark Shrine being built, and we also have Cloak being researched and Charge being researched. So right when I talk about no one using upgrades, everyone starts upgrading a large amount of units. Quickly going to take down that 1 pylon over there, and now we have an army of 7 Thors. So those 7 Thors, people have been asking me what is the proper counter to Thors for Protoss. I would have to say though that it is in fact Zealots with charge. You can try to use Immortals, however, those those Thors have that 250mm strike cannon, and when it starts hitting a ground unit, that ground unit is stunned. So that Immortal will just sit there like a rabbit or a deer in the headlights and take that punishment until it falls to pieces. So that's really why Thor's, it's kind of like whoever gets the first hit wins. If the Immortal is able to continue that fight a little bit more, and now in come these units, and we also have a couple of Banshees in the air, so those Banshees are going to be able to focus now and able to perhaps take down a lot of those units. In comes some Storm, however, and oh, very nicely done using that feedback, and feedback being used as the counter to Thor's. Brilliantly done. Feedbacking all of those units. Thor's automatically taking 200 damage. How a High Templars are able to feed back, 250mm rounds of ammunition, I do not know. Perhaps feedback should only target psionic units, but that's something else for the game designers. And Hasu able to use feedback very effectively and simply destroy all of those stores. So Jinro losing game 2 in this best of 3 matchup. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this best of 3 matchup between HasuObs and Jinro here on Metalopolis.